guys so much for having me. So good to be here. This is so just a unique experience from the get-go to walk in and have people just share such unique stories about growing up and their moms and their music and just, I don't know, I'm kind of overwhelmed. I can't do it. But, yeah, I don't know. I just want to talk and tell you, maybe in a song, I was born by the river. No, that's not in a little tent. No, my name's the Walrus. I'm Ray. I'm the Walrus. And I'm a large aquatic mammal. I can't help that. And when I was spotted with that name, it was through actually a gambling addiction that I had, and I needed a new nickname because I kept using the wrong one. I used my father's nickname, Klecko, based on Joe Klecko, and I couldn't win. He had passed. I think he was cursing me for gambling. And my buddy said, look, Craig Stadler, call yourself the Walrus, yeah. Drink some beers and listen to Tears for Fears sometime. And so I became the Walrus, and then, I played baseball, and when I got a hit and did something well, everyone would go, goo-goo-ka-choo, and then, it was the Walrus. Wow, the Walrus, okay. But I just, 2 weeks ago, I just flat out just put right on Facebook, I fucking love music. And just put all those little things, those emoji things and signs, just because I just do, I do. It gets me off. It makes me happy. Listening, playing, being around people, talking it, just music, man. And when I grew up in Peekskill, New York, my mother was a Catholic school all-girls music teacher, and she used to take me. And so I used to get and go sing these songs with beautiful little Catholic girls, and they're beautiful. It was just like, this is great music and beautiful girls. They love so cute. And so, all right, this is cool. And I could always sing, and I could always be around music. And I grew up in a home that was, it was a tough home, and my dad was a tough dad. But every weekend there was always great fucking music, whether it was Steely Dan or the Tramps or the Spinners, and, I'll never forget the first time I found my parents' Doors records. I was like, where have these been? So I knew everything, and I could sing along with Jim, and I felt like, wow, this is special. And I'll never forget, and I miss my dad so much. But there was a moment in time when he put on a record by the Spencer Davis Group, and that record came on, and my dad was animated. My dad was in it. At that moment, my dad was a rock star. My dad never sang a song in his life, never took the stage, never got to see me take the stage. And it still bothers me. But when Steve, boom, 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 bang, boom, 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 bang. Well, my pants is sort of messy. I got whiskey on my chip, and my dad's going, boom, 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 singing it, boom, singing it. I'm like, yeah, I like it. I want to do that. How do you go do that? And from that moment on, I was like, wow, it's in him. It's got to be in me. It's got to come out. So I was fortunate enough to meet some cats and just get in the band in the little city, Greensboro, North Carolina. And, yeah, Gate City, baby. And, it was just wonderful. It just kind of, slowly developed into this neat, fun, come sing and listen to us play and dance. And I'll never forget, feeling like, this is, God, thank you. You put me here, and I can sing, and it's all I wanted to do. And I used to pray about it a lot. I used to pray about, I just want to sing, Lord. If you just let me sing, I'll be, and then I was like, someday I'd like to have a child, God, a child, a blessed offspring, please. And we were rehearsing one night in the band house, the only band house I've ever had. Band houses, man. What's better than a band house? And we're in the basement. What's better than the basement of the band house? And the keyboardist girlfriend, she was upstairs, and she said, Ray, Mindy's on the phone. Needs to talk to you. I said, babe, tell her we're rehearsing. I'll call her later. She needs to talk to you now. Womp womp. And so at that moment, I'm like, this isn't good. And I got on the phone, and Mindy was crying, and I needed to come over, and I rushed over. And, the 4-month relationship where we were very careful about everything, in turn, she was pregnant. And this is pretty stunning. I was like, I wasn't very mature. I had just gotten out of college and just started to do drugs and have fun and thought I was Jim Morrison. And so I was like, oh, it's cool. We'll figure it out. It's cool. It's cool. But, babe, you can't be calling me during rehearsal, babe. We're rehearsing, babe. So cool. So I did what any mature 24-year-old pseudo rock star did. I dropped acid that night. Bing! And I'm not promoting drug use at all. I'm not at all. I'm just saying this is what happened in my life, and this is a music story, and it's a major thing that I'll never forget. And I was sitting on the couch with my other buddies that had gone on our little journey, and Mindy's in the back bedroom, balled up in a corner in the fetal position, crying because of the severity of the situation. And man, I sat there, and it was really the first time I've ever really engulfed myself in Pete Townshend's rock opera, Tommy. And who knew that I hadn't been there? I don't know why, but I'll just never forget when that record came on. I was already there, and this magical mystery of just orchestral gorgeosity, and it just engulfed me, and I was like, wow, this is freaking awesome. And not thinking about like what was to be. It was that moment right there. We were just concentrating. It was the music. It was just blowing my hair back, and I like to get my hair blown back when I listen to music. Like the old, Maverick X, the little dude in the yeah, like that. Can you do that for me? What kind of stereo you got? And so I'm listening to Pete, and I'm listening to this record, and thinking that she's in the back just ready to end it all, and I hear Pete Townsend go, Captain Walker never come home, some boy child, we'll never know him. See him mess with another friends, don't expect to see him again. And I was like, yeah, unborn child. Wait, baby, what? Oh, no, I'm tripping acid. Ah! And then I heard Pete Townsend, as I was sitting there in my, just unsettling misery of what the fuck I'm going to do with my life and how I'm going to make this work. What am I? Who do you think you are? You're not that. And he said, it's a boy, Mrs. Walker, it's a boy. It's a boy, Mrs. Walker, it's a boy. A son, a son. And I just was like, holy shit. You trying to tell me something, ain't you, big boy? I knew it. I could feel it. I was like, it's a boy. It's a boy. It's a boy. Inside her stomach, 40 feet down the hall, is a fucking boy. And I know it. I know it. And I closed my eyes, and I could see my child running. I could see his hair and his mannerisms and his smile. And I was just like, wow. We're doing this. Like, you're going to do this. Whether or not you want to spend the rest of your life with her, you're going to fucking raise this child with her. She's beautiful. She's smart, of sound mind and body. And for Christ's sake, she kind of loves you. What the hell? And I ran back there, man. I ran back to that room. I was like, yeah. Mindy. Shuffled it around. And it's okay. I talked to God. Everything's going to be all right. I talked to God. It's a boy. He's wonderful. He's going to be smart. He's beautiful. And we're going to raise him. It's going to be okay. I promise. I've seen everything. It's going to be gorgeous. And she just went, are you tripping? and I went, well, but that's not, but bitch, don't kill my vibe. But I was like, yes, but it's going to be, I promise. And God knows, love is a long road, but 3 years later, Melissa Etheridge was patting my child backstage at Walnut Creek, just saying, what a beautiful, sweaty baby. I was like, Melissa Etheridge, you touch my baby. It was fucking cool. And those moments in time when you're like, well, I don't know if it was chemically derived or the prayer, and I just knew at that moment that was my son, and he was right there. And and I talked to him before I came here. I said, I'm going to tell a story about music, and it's going to be the one I talked to you about the, he's like, yeah, that's a good story, Dad. Tell him that story. I said, I want you to know I love you, and I'm so proud of you. What are you doing? I was just reading a little chemistry. Now I'm going to meditate. I'm like, you are, Jesus. How do you do it? So I got lucky, and he's a Tar Heel. My son's a Tar Heel, for God's sakes. Not many people out here know that, but thank you for letting me share that little thing about it. And God bless music. God bless you guys. Thanks.